Hey there, Rebecca Zung here. And for more than 20 years, I spent my career as a trial lawyer, as a high net worth divorce attorney. And I've learned a lot about what happens when relationships fall apart. And I now know that there are 7 things that I would never tolerate in a relationship after more than 20 years as a divorce attorney. I saw every single red flag. I saw every single toxic pattern. I've seen, many people say, I wish I'd walked away sooner. I stayed way longer than I should have because I thought it was going to get better. And every heartbreaking moment when somebody realizes they tolerated behavior that destroyed themselves, their confidence, their peace, they've said, you know what, I wish I would have known this sooner. So I'm going to give you a list of the 7 things I would never tolerate in a relationship, not after everything I've seen as a divorce attorney, a negotiator, and somebody who fights on behalf of people who feel marginalized, undervalued, voiceless, powerless. So if you're in a relationship right now that you're thinking about leaving, or maybe you're just entering one, here's some clarity for you. The first one I would say is inconsistency disguised as stress or bad childhood or whatever. So if they're showing up really amazing in the beginning, they just seem so perfect, but then they become unreliable, vague, emotionally unavailable. It's super hot and cold. Inconsistency is the gateway to a lot of major problems that I've seen in divorce cases. And it starts down this path of being resentful, not trusting, feeling emotionally manipulated. Of course, people are going to have bad days, but communicate about it and don't take it out on the other person, right? Consistency is respect. Inconsistency is a warning, and real connection shouldn't disappear just because somebody is stressed out or they had a bad day or bad childhood or whatever it is. It shouldn't be unpredictable like that. The next thing is micro dismissals. Many people think that disrespect shows up loudly, but it doesn't. It shows up quietly in little things like, you're too sensitive, you're overreacting, I don't feel like talking about this, why are you bringing this up now, you're talking too loudly, you're interrupting. All these little things, when you're just trying to communicate, they're just like little tiny cuts that erode at your self-worth. And if you excuse them over and over again, you start to shrink. As a divorce attorney, I can tell you that relationships rarely end because of one big betrayal. Although I would always say, abuse, addiction, and adultery are the major betrayals, the 3 A's. But these little things are the things that, you start to go, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. This is just not okay. The next one is lack of accountability, especially if it's masked by charm, or they're shape shifting and they're trying to get you to talk about something else now. You're trying to bring up something that they said they were going to do or didn't do, something that they said they were going to, and they have all this charm and they're like, oh, next time it'll be better and don't worry, and they kind of dismissing you and just, let's forget about this. That's not a partner. That's a liability. And even if they're super fun, funny, charismatic, or amazing when things are good, what happens is people go, well, it's not all bad. Sometimes things can be good. But if they're really ignoring their responsibilities and avoiding accountability, then it's going to cost you your soul. Emotional volatility, if their mood swings back and forth and you can't rely on them being stable, where you're like feeling like you have to throw your hat in the room before you can go and talk to them because you're afraid that they're going to flip out on you. Is this going to be a fight? Did I do something wrong again? That's not passion. That's emotional dysregulation, and over time it erodes your identity. And if you need phrases for disarming narcissists, go to disarmthenarc.com and get my free phrases for disarming narcissist. Control disguised as concern. This one is sneaky. Instead of saying, I'm controlling you, they'll be like, why are you wearing that? That lipstick doesn't look good on you. Who are you texting? I'm just being honest. I just care about you. I'm concerned about your drinking. If it's concern wrapped up in control, then that's not healthy. That doesn't work for anybody. And that is just where you start to, you're pushing down your soul and who you truly are. And you start to not necessarily feel safe in a relationship like this. And I don't necessarily mean physical safety, I mean emotional safety. And your freedom is not negotiable. Stonewalling is another one. The silence. Stonewalling is not just, hey, I need some space. It's punishment. They text you, they're blowing up your phone, and then all of a sudden, nothing. They're not responding back to you at all. It's emotional starvation, it's emotional manipulation, and it's done in order to gain power. I've seen people think that, oh, well, silence is at least they're not yelling, but silence can hurt even more if they're freezing you out and they use withdrawal as a way to control the dynamic. They're training you to walk on eggshells. And a lot of this is training you to walk on eggshells, and you should never tolerate that. Silence should not be used to dominate. There should be open, healthy communication. And if you need more support, go to my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung, and join that. It's any relationship where you feel like you're losing yourself. And this is the biggest one. I've seen brilliant, strong, powerful, successful people slowly morph into versions of themselves they didn't recognize. They lost their voice, their confidence, their joy, their ambition, their spark. And here's my bottom line on this. If it's costing you yourself, your soul, your health, your sanity, it's like a takeover. It's like you're becoming a pod, and you deserve a partnership where your identity expands. And if they're not respectful of you, if you don't feel like you can feel whole, heard, you can grow as a person, you don't feel supported, and maybe they are abusing you, or there's an addiction, or there's adultery, but all of that is the same thing, where you don't feel supported, you don't feel respected, you feel minimized, marginalized, and now your power is being siphoned away instead of being the way that it should be. So if this resonates with you, then these are the reasons why you should maybe consider a different relationship or a different direction. This is not about being harsh or demanding or anything like that. This is about your value being recognized. And after more than 2 decades in divorce law, I learned this, that the most dangerous thing that you can do is tolerate behavior that teaches someone that you don't value yourself. And the most powerful thing that you can do is draw a line and stand in your worth. If you're dealing with someone who's unpredictable, dismissive, controlling, manipulative, you're not imagining it, you're not too sensitive, you're not asking for too much. You're asking for the bare minimum, quite frankly, and you deserve more than the bare minimum. If this resonated with you, I want you to go ahead and like this video and share it. One of my favorite holiday traditions is baking cookies with my daughter. We've done it every year since she was little. And now, even though we're miles apart, I can see those memories come to life again right here on my Aura frame. What if you could give a gift that brings your holidays to life all the time, every single day? And with an Aura frame, you can. I absolutely love how easy it is. You can preload the photos before you ship it as a gift, and then you can actually remotely continue to add to it. It includes photos and videos all for free, and it comes packaged in a beautiful gift box, no price tag. Can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it with Aura Frame. And for a limited time, you can visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling cover matte frame, named #1 by Wirecutter, using the promo code Rebecca at checkout. That's auraframes.com. Promo code Rebecca. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year, so order now before it ends, and make sure you mention the show when you go to checkout. Terms and conditions apply. And the next video I want you to watch is breakup advice you need to hear, especially if you're being ghosted. And here's the thing I want you to know. You're stronger than you know. You're smarter than you know. You are not crazy. You are not alone. And your future gets brighter the moment you decide you're not going to tolerate anything less than being respected, than having stability and having reciprocity to the feelings that you're offering and the gift that you're giving to the other person. All right. If you haven't subscribed to this channel now, I invite you to do that, and I will see you in that next video.